The Boy in the Well, Chapter 3, by Nicholas B. Morris.
You really shouldn't walk through the woods this time of year. The hunters are out there all the time now, Mom said. You know how the rednecks are. They'll shoot at anything that moves and won't look until it's too late. You could get killed. God, Mom, I know. You're not invincible, little Miss Smartass. Look at what happened to Riley Stevens last year, and Bobby Edwards the year before that. I won't do anything stupid, I promise. Just stay out of there. Please. Fine! She started to leave, but turned back again. If you feel like you have to walk through the woods, at least wear the hunting vest hanging in the closet. I sighed. The bright orange one. Only if you have to. She finally walked out to her car and headed for work. After she left, I put on my boots and jacket. I felt like seeing the colors of the leaves one more time before they fell. I also planned on dropping in on Monica to see if she had something going on. And I wanted to stop by the well one last time. I needed to make sure Kyle had really died. I dreamed about him every night for months after the tornado. Some nights, I'd look down into the mouth of the well. A hand would grab me, and I'd fall, turning end over end, waking just before I crashed at the bottom. Other times, he'd chase me through the woods at night. His voice still sounded like a little boy, but the creature chasing me through the woods towered over me, getting closer with every step. He'd say how he would kill me, or eat me, or fuck me, in that sing-song voice, then laugh and brush a hand through my hair. Though I knew every path in those woods, I could never escape in time. The clearing stretched out farther than I remembered. The rocks no longer surrounded the well. They sat in a pile near the closest tree. Big boards covered the ground where the hole had been. I kneeled, peeked through the gaps in the planks. Too dark to see anything. Kyle, are you down there? I'm real sorry about what I did. If you'll tell me you're still down there, I'll go get help, I promise. I heard nothing but the wind moaning through the trees. I stepped out onto the boards covering the well. Mom once said she wanted to dance on her boss's grave. Kyle deserved to have me dance on his grave, if anyone ever deserved such a thing. He taunted me. He betrayed me when I tried to help him. He threatened me. Part of me felt bad that he died alone down there. Part of me wondered why I had felt the need to punish him like I did. But I'd never have an opportunity like this again. Payback's a bitch, Kyle. No one answered. I hopped an inch or so off the boards. They sprung back up against my feet. I twirled around and around. The breeze picked up and blew through my hair. I stomped and jumped, laughing. The world spun. The blue jays sang, their voices carrying on the wind. I felt free, alive. In the corner of my eye, I saw a little boy. As I spun, he moved closer and closer, always just out of my line of sight. I thought I heard him giggle, dirty hands covering his mouth. I stopped spinning, tried to find him. I wanted to ask him his name. I couldn't see him anywhere. My pulse pounded in my ears. Kyle? I heard a splintering sound. A loud crack erupted as the boards gave away. Daylight transformed to night with a heavy crash. I couldn't put any weight on my legs. Blood flowed into my eyes and shoes. The only light came from above, through the splintered boards. Help me, I screamed. I clawed at the walls. Someone help me! I'm stuck down here. Please get someone. I yelled for help until my throat burned, then kept yelling. No one heard me. No one ever came to this place but me. But that couldn't be true. Someone boarded up the well. Someone knew about this place. Sure, I had never seen them, and I never found out who owned this property. But someone had to know this well existed. Right? I felt around on the damp ground, looking for water. No puddles within reach. Not enough water to cup in my hands and bring to my mouth. Nothing to stifle the pangs of hunger in my stomach. I waited. Mom would worry, convinced that I'd gone into the woods and some hunter shot me. She'd call the sheriff, and he'd send out search parties. Only a matter of time until they found me, I knew. Light faded from the sky. An owl settled on the tree outside the well and called out to the night. Nobody came. Dark clouds covered the moon. Thunder boomed in the sky, and the drops landed on my face. Cold, damp air slithered and coiled around me. As I shivered, Kyle's laughter echoed off the stone walls. No matter how loud I screamed, I could not drown it out.
Thank you for listening to Chapter 3 of The Boy in the Well. Written and read by Nicholas B. Morris and produced by me, Jared I. McGee. The author grew up in Arkansas but fell in love with Colorado. His stories and other assorted writings have been published in the Harpoon Review, Cliterature, Connotation Press, Danse Macabre Online, and Nebo. He has published 2 short story collections, the full-length Tapeworm and the chapbook The Boy in the Well, both with now sadly defunct Monkey Puzzle Press. You can buy copies of Tapeworm from him directly on Amazon. He works his dream job as assistant professor of humanities at the Community College of Denver and watches endless reruns of Star Trek with his partner, Alyssa Pacini. Caleb Hicks produced the original audio for the narrative. He and Mr. Morris worked closely together on the spoken album of Mr. Morris's stories called The Boy in the Well. The backing track for the 3rd chapter of The Boy in the Well was taken from the Free Music Archive at freemusicarchive.org. As you all know by now, Free Music Archive is an amazing community of artists that set out to help one another through the sharing of their art. The track is called Exiled in the Land of Absentees and is by Adirak Iancu. This track is being used under an Attribution 4.0 international license. A sincere thank you to the artist and to Free Music Archive for the contribution. As always, keep your eyes peeled for the next episode of Prose.